Hi there, and welcome to the Anita Chat podcast. I'm your host, Anita Rombo, and this is the podcast for growth-oriented women to have authentic, real talk. Nothing is off the table here, but as an intuitive self-relationship coach, you'll find the content gravitates towards mindset, intentional action, spirituality, and all things wellness. So if you're ready to learn, laugh, show up, and glow up to be the best version of yourself, grab your favorite bevy, settle in, and we've got lots to chat about. Hello, fellow goal-getters, and welcome to another episode of I Need a Chat. I am super duper excited and lit up because I've literally just put the finishing touches on my 101 VIP coaching program. This is the program for you if you are looking to amplify your feel-good feelings of fulfillment, of time freedom. That's right, mamas. I am a lover of life hacks, simplification, and ease. And on top of all of that, achieve success in your goals, no matter what they are. If any of those things sound good to you, you need me to be your coach. And because this is a brand new offer, I have 4 more slots left at an introductory rate. But after that, watch out, world, this program's rates will be doubled. So I'd love for you to hop in now and have a conversation with me, and let's explore this a little bit further. I will definitely put the link to that in the episode description. And so with that, let's get right into our chat for today. Real talk here. I am not a patient person. I know it's an esteemed virtue, but admittedly, it's not mine. In general, I have no patience for slow talkers, slow walkers. Waiting for anything is agonizing for me. And the same goes for when I put my heart and soul into something and want results so bad I can taste it. But progress takes its sweet time to show up. When I decide to go after a goal, I go all in. I'm determined AF and will work tirelessly with my desire being my biggest motivation. But on the flip side, when I put all of that time, effort, and energy in, and it doesn't seem to pay off in the form of my big goal or my desired outcome or end result, it's hard not to get demotivated with my progress and definitely with my pace of progress. I am a perfect example of our modern day instant gratification society. What can I say? I don't want to wait to see my efforts show. And we all know that results take time, especially with something like entrepreneurship, which is my current motivation du jour. Anyways, I am sharing all of this because I'm hoping some of you can relate to me. Please tell me I'm not the only one out there who wants to see results quickly. And I'm also thinking that as fellow growth oriented, high achieving people, you've also set the bar high for yourself. And maybe at some point in time in your life have experienced the feeling that you aren't making progress or as much progress towards something you really care about. As goal getters, we may be struggling with getting that goal. And while this episode isn't going to touch on some of the reasons why we may be experiencing this and what we can do to get ourselves out of that, I think that needs to be an episode all on its own. I'm going to give us the pep talk and the mindset shift that we need to get through this little hiccup, because these hiccups happen from time to time. It's completely normal. And this is what I do to navigate it when it happens. So I've shared in previous podcast episodes, even the last one for that matter, that our timelines aren't the universe's timelines. But still, it's such a hard reminder to keep showing up and not be where you want to be. Am I right? So before I go into pity mode or start criticizing myself or doubting my abilities or even the appropriateness of my goal. And so, for example, when it comes to my current motivation, entrepreneurship, before I start thinking that maybe I should give up on my dream and take that 9 to 5 job that I know I'm good at, that pays me every single day, rather than fumble with my website for hours and manage to walk away with one sentence edited. Yep, full disclosure, I've had those thoughts too. And this happened to me in this dirty. In fact, just a few weeks ago, while I was working on putting that awesome coaching package offer up on that website. And so when we find ourselves in those types of situations, which we all will from time to time,
I want to share this one mindset shift I use to keep my motivation and my mood up. I find this is super helpful because if I'm motivated, I'm going to keep going, even when things are tough. And I know that we all encounter rough patches from time to time. Because let's face it, no matter what your goal is or what you are working towards, there are going to be seasons where you are on fire and there are going to be seasons where that fire needs some major kindling or it will burn out. And riffing on that fire analogy, we don't want that fire to burn out because when we don't feel lit up or don't feel that passion or motivation or energy or enthusiasm, we definitely slow down our progress and maybe even drop that goal for good. And as we're chatting about this, I'm just thinking about this fire analogy and all of my talk about passion and motivation and energy, enthusiasm. And I'm connecting the dot to my zodiac sign of Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So maybe that's no coincidence. Anyways, I digress. So without further ado, what is this mindset shift, you ask? Here it goes. The way to feel better about your progress is not to think of where you want to go and the million and one steps between where you are and what you have to do to get there, but to look back at where you came from, your starting point, and how far you've come. So, for example, if you are training for a marathon and you've never ran before that, okay. When you first started, you might have alternated between walking and running. So maybe you started by walking for 1 minute and then running for 1 minute, and then maybe walking for 1 minute and running for 2 minutes, and then maybe just running 2 minutes straight. In any case, maybe right now you are at the point where you can run 15 minutes straight. Going from not running at all and walking 1 minute and running 1 minute to running 15 minutes straight, that's a big freaking deal. That's tremendous progress. And that certainly makes you feel more encouraged that you'll be getting to running for 16 and 17 minutes straight. And before you know it, you'll be running that marathon in no time. Or for me personally, if I look back to a year ago or launching my podcast in January, I had no clue how to record a podcast, how to edit it, how to promote it, how to publish the dang thing. But I had in my head in December 2021 that I would be launching a podcast 1 month later in January 2022, and I'm going to do it every week for a year at least. I researched and researched everything from the mic I was going to be using to the editing software to the hosting platform. I recorded an intro and outro. I got some cover art. And can I tell you that stats show that 75% of podcasts don't last more than 7 episodes? 7 episodes. Due to this phenomenon known as pod fade, it's basically burnout for podcasters. But here I am recording episode 40, and listeners from 34 countries are tuning in. By the way, thank you so much for that. That is certainly going to keep me motivated to keep going and keep delivering, even when I feel like my progress might be a little bit slower. So I want you to think about what you were struggling with and remind yourself of how far you have come to get to where you are now. This is where journaling along the way or documenting your wins or even chatting it out with a good friend who has been with you through your journey is a great reminder and confidence boost. Regardless of what we are working towards, we all started from the bottom. Think of what you, before you went on this journey, would think of where you are today. Seriously, if you told me a year ago that I'd be leaving the corporate world after over a decade to become my own CEO, to launch a business, to write a book, to coach others to live their best life, to launch a podcast, to become my own brand, I tell you that you are out of your mind. I couldn't even fathom doing one of those things, let alone all of them in a year. And yet, I wanted to go faster. Thinking of it this way certainly brings things to a whole new level of perspective and makes me appreciate the progress that I have made rather than criticize and lament over progress that I think I should be making. While we are on this journey from where we were to where we are to where we want to go, it is so easy to get consumed by thoughts of the finish line. And I just want to remind ourselves that there are going to be different seasons in this process where we discover strengths and navigate different challenges. Sometimes we are going to feel like our progress is skyrocketing, and other times it's going to feel like it's nosediving. That's okay. It's part of the journey. And I want us to hold space for all that we have accomplished. And that in turn, my friends, will give you the confidence, the momentum, and the motivation to keep moving forward again. So, on that note, my friends, I'm holding space for you and cheering you on. I'd love to hear what it is that you are working towards. Please drop me a line on my IG or send me a quick email. And if you want to accelerate your progress and explore what having me work with you one on one as a coach would look like, I'm offering you a free coaching session with me. You can find more details in the episode description. Until next time, friends, bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Anita Chat podcast. If you haven't taken a minute to leave a review, I would absolutely love to hear from you. All you need to do is to search for the show, click your star rating, and type in a few words. Also, if there's a specific topic you'd like to see covered in this podcast, if you'd like me to be your coach, or if you want to just chat, feel free to send me an email or shoot me a message through my IG, which you'll find in the show notes. The show notes will also contain any links to the freebies that were referenced in this episode. Until next time, friends, it's been great chatting with you.